fighting the Frizzies at 11.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Two years ago, I put out a video called Everything I Love About Star Wars. Some of you might have watched it, maybe you didn't, but that's okay. You might be thinking from the thumbnail and title of this video, what are you talking about? The most important thing that Star Wars has ever done. Do you actually like the Star Wars Holiday Special? The answer is no, but there is a point that I'd like to make about it. I say that the Star Wars Holiday Special is the most important thing that Star Wars has ever made, has ever been involved with, that has ever had the Star Wars name on it. Why? Well, let's get into it. If you are lucky enough to not know what the hell I'm talking about, simply put, the Star Wars Holiday Special is a 1978 made-for-TV variety special that is set just after the events of the original 1977 film, with Han Solo escorting Chewbacca to his home planet of Kashyyyk in order to celebrate Life Day with his family, his wife, Malatabuk, his father Aditichuk, and his son Lumpawarump. And yeah, the Empire shows up and hijinks ensue. It's the bare bones plot of it all. But because this is a variety special, then you have these random sideshows for very, very, very long and incredibly boring musical and dance sequences, which feature such artists as Diane Carroll.
If I could just hold my breath and close my eyes and not make a sound.
And Jefferson Starship.
Will you ride the shadow fly?
There is also a short film or bit dedicated to B. Arthur from the Golden Girls playing a cantina bar lady who then sings a song about it being last call.
Just one more round, friend, then homeward bound, friend. Don't forget me in your dreams.
And then she's accosted by some dude who drinks out of a hole in his head. Comedian and actor Harvey Korman rocking up to do some very unfunny characters.
Sir Whip, 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 Sir Beat.
Art Carney is here for some reason.
I brought you that proton pack, you know, for the whatchamacallit, the thingamabob.
The original actors Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher are also here for even more unknown reasons. Chewbacca's father, Itchy, watches galactic pornography in the middle of their living room.
Oh, we are excited, aren't we?
Wow!
There is also a very strangely animated segment in the middle which introduces Boba Fett before he showed up in The Empire Strikes Back, and ends with all the Wookiee characters donning red robes, holding golden orbs, and walking into a sun, with Carrie Fisher singing a song tuned to the Star Wars opening fanfare.
That one day we'll be free to grow, to trust, to
Yeah, this is unwatchable. I've never actually made it all the way through it. I think I stop every time I've ever tried, just about as soon as it begins. The opening of it features a very cheap-looking Millennium Falcon cockpit, and then goes to the Wookiee planet and shows off Chewbacca's family. It then spends the next 10 minutes with them, trying to talk to each other in Chewbacca's language. We don't have anyone translating that language, so all we hear is constant growling and roaring and random sounds from these characters, and we have no idea what the hell they're talking about. We're not even given subtitles. It is really pretty much impossible to watch. If you can still make it through that, you still have to suffer through the interminably long musical and dance sequences that will make you question just how you've ended up at this point in your life.
This minute now, this minute now, this minute now, this minute now,
So you might ask, how did this happen? Well, it was the 1970s and cocaine, but let's be fair. Star Wars, when it came out in 77, was a pop culture phenomenon of unknown and unfathomable magnitude. Nothing had ever done what it was doing, which is that after the movie, which was beloved and incredibly popular and the highest grossing movie of all time, you could have put Star Wars on anything and it would have sold. So that's pretty much what they did. A bunch of CBS TV producers came to George Lucas and said, let's do a variety special, which are all the rage nowadays and can't go wrong no matter what. Let's put Star Wars on top of that. And Lucas said, yeah, sure, whatever. Make it about Chewbacca's family. And then he got the hell out of there. The specials producers had access to some of the film's props, a couple of deleted scenes or footage from the original movie, and yes, the main actors, which Lucas was able to get them involved pretty much just to say, make sure that it's at least got a little bit of integrity, because it would be very weird if we had Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Luke Skywalker rocking around without them being played by the main characters and played by, I don't know, some random TV actor that no one remembers now. Although when I say that, that would actually be really funny. But they only ever hired TV people to make this, so it never ever resembles what Star Wars is, which is some very handsomely produced sets and costume design with incredible cinematography. Here, we're just watching a very cramped 360-degree set, which was very detailed and was very true to Ralph McQuarrie's original art, was also really impossible to film with because there's no fourth wall. So they're just taking giant TV cameras and a TV camera crew and trying to force them inside the set, which is why almost every shot is really cramped. Nothing feels like it's all that big. That's the benefit of something like the original Star Wars, is that you actually felt like you were in places. This special also burned through two different directors, the first guy leaving because he couldn't make any of this work and wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, and the second guy, Steve Binder, the guy who directed the 1968 Elvis comeback special, was trying to work with a Wookiee Bible, which included details about how Wookiees reproduce. And also, the writer Bruce Valanche has since said that he was high out of his mind on cocaine. Yeah, no surprise there. Mark Hamill looks like a Ken doll. Carrie Fisher only really said yes just so she could sing her weird song at the end. And Harrison Ford genuinely seems completely committed for so long.
You're like family to me.
Until this exact point, right at the end, giving a 1,000-yard stare thinking, this could be the end for me. I cannot stress how horrifically uncomfortable and misguided almost every single element of this really is. But its legacy still stands. Through all of its terrible, cheap quality, essentially cursing Star Wars on TV for another 30 years, it did teach a valuable lesson to George Lucas about control. If you're going to get people to make something out of the ideas that you yourself have created, but those people don't really care and they don't want to do right by it, then why do that? For all the criticisms that the Disney-owned Lucasfilm era has copped, they have made a very conscious effort to hire people on their film and animation and TV and book and comic projects who actually want to do right by it, to honor what Lucas originally tried to do and the ambition of the entire universe. So what do I like about it? Well, it's really, really funny to talk about. Everyone involved is either dead or doesn't want to talk about it, so it's just up to us fans to live with its existence, to ponder how this came to fruition, but to accept that it does still exist, and it's not going anywhere. You can watch it at any time on YouTube. Now we realize that it is actually kind of important. Kashyyyk and Boba Fett became parts of the universe after this special. This is the first piece of storytelling for television and for animation for Star Wars. The animation was done by Kelvana, who ended up doing Droids and Ewoks, which are bad shows, but we'll get to those later on. TV itself became such an important part of Star Wars today, and animation was something that really redefined what the prequels are, but it all goes back to the holiday special. The holiday special also inspired other holiday specials from LEGO Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy, both available on Disney Plus, exactly where the original holiday special cannot be found. References have been made to Chewbacca's family in Solo: A Star Wars Story and Life Day in the first episode of The Mandalorian.
I was hoping to be free for Life Day.
And biggest of all, I think, is the Mandalorian himself uses the tuning fork blaster that Boba Fett wielded in this special. No one involved in it or on the outside of it could ever say that this is good, but because of that fact, it has galvanized a fan base that can be so incredibly divided against itself. It is ugly, cheap, borderline offensive, and deliriously absent-minded trash written by, as one reviewer puts it, a sentient bag of cocaine.
Come on, Mala, let's see a little smile. Come on. There, that's better.
But in the long run, Star Wars is better off with this being the absolute rock bottom. Everything is instantly better because of this. It is an unwatchable, but instantly unforgettable rite of passage for any Star Wars fan. So, thank you, Star Wars Holiday Special. Thanks for watching this. It was not fun to try and go through and watch more of the holiday special that I'd never seen before, but it was fun to put it all together. I will be doing The Empire Strikes Back soon, so stay tuned for that. Like this video, comment, subscribe, share it around, do all that cool stuff, and I'll see you around. Bye!